Today, we're gonna make this simple document organizer and do all kinds of fun customizations to it using the new FirePoint Creator tool from our sponsor, Burns-O-Matic. To start this off, I got this big 2-inch thick slab that was given to me. In its rough state, I assumed it was hickory, but as I planed it down, it revealed this yellowish greenish wood that I could not identify. So I resawed it down the middle, and that gave me 2 3/4-inch thick pieces to work with. I then cut everything down to size on the table saw and then added some 45-degree miters for the shell as well as the drawer. I find miter joinery easy to work with and doesn't require any clamps. There's a dado on the inside of all the pieces to hold the back for the shell, and the same technique is used to hold a bottom for the drawer. You can find drawings and measurements in the description down below. Everything goes together quickly and tape is used as clamps while the glue dries. We got all the woodworking done. That came out really good. To be honest with you, I actually have no idea what kind of wood this is. It was given to me and then it was just kind of air drying for a couple of years. It's got a different color, I'm not sure. It's open grain, it is some sort of hardwood. It is not hickory, it is not oak. So now we're gonna take the drawer and we are going to make a brass handle for the front of the drawer, and we're gonna use the Burns-O-Matic FirePoint Creator tool to solder some brass. I made this little jig down here on this piece of plywood, just a couple of nails in there to hold my 3 pieces in place. The solder is going to go anywhere where the flux is. So I'm being really careful to not put too much in there. Once I have that, I can take my solder. I'm gonna set it on top there, set this one on top here. So now I can take my torch and just gonna heat that up until the solder falls into that joint. Polishing that up a little bit. I'm not gonna win any soldering awards, but that's not the point. I made that is. So I'm gonna drill 2 holes in here so we can epoxy the handle on there. That is gonna look really nice before I permanently epoxy that in place. I'm gonna take the FirePoint Creator tool and burn the front. Because this has an open grain, that grain pattern is really gonna come out when we hit it with the flame. That looks so cool. There are 2 ways you can do this. The way I'm doing it, I'm just bringing out the grain, but you can also stay on there longer and burn the wood and darken the whole thing. But I just want to bring out the grain because it looks so cool and it looks like this exotic wood. This handle is great for one-handed use, so I can hold the piece with this other hand, and I can pretty much follow one line of the grain at a time, and I got a lot of control with this. So we drilled some holes, added some brass rod, and added this top layer. So now we're going to make some rails up here. And again, we're gonna use the FirePoint Creator tool to solder some brass. That came out really good. It's another one of those things, the more you do, the better you get at it. My first one, it's not gonna win any awards, but the third one came out really good. So now I'm just going to drill some holes and then glue these into place. That came out really nice. I am loving how that is looking. So this part could also be used for your documents, but I'm gonna take this one step further and make some acrylic trays here. And once again, using the FirePoint Creator tool to bend the acrylic to get this cool look that I'm going for. First time ever soldering brass. Came out good. I went ahead and cut some acrylic. A lot of times the paper on this acrylic is really hard to remove and wants to tear. I found if I take the torch to it and just do a nice light pass, the paper removes easily. So now we're going to use the FirePoint Creator tool to bend the acrylic. This is really fun and easy because we have such control over the flame. I can heat up just a small part of the acrylic and bend it. We did this a couple videos ago with this desktop organizer and this little phone holder right here. Look at those crazy bends that we were able to get. It's okay if the flame touches the acrylic. Get both sides. Oh, there it goes. So now I can just bend that. Then when it gets to where I want it to be, I'll just hold it until it cools off and it'll stay right there. The great thing about this torch is the one-handed use. I can hold the piece with one hand while using the torch with the other. That came out really, really good. I'm gonna put some rubber feet on the bottom so it doesn't slide around my desk. Pencils just kind of drop in there. If you don't want the trays, this is the perfect size for documents or down in there. The Bernzomatic Firepoint Creator Tool has this 41-inch hose, super durable base with this little holster for the hot torch. You can use the regular Bernzomatic propane, or you can use the Bernzomatic Matte Pro Gas, which is a little hotter. I have 4 other videos where we highlight the Firepoint's different use cases, and I'll have links down in the description. You can find more about the Firepoint Creator Tool at bernzomatic.com. You can also pick one up for yourself online or at retailers nationwide.